What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have been doing well. And if you couldn't tell by the title of this video is going to be about the new bully breed ban in the UK. Now, for those of you that don't know, the term bully breed doesn't actually specifically talk about one breed of dog. So much like any of the bully breed owners in the UK, they wanted to know, much like I do, what the UK constitutes as a bully breed dog, because they already have this Dangerous Dog Acts of 1991 that has 4 different types of dogs, including pit bulls. They have the Doggo Argentino on there. They got 2 other dogs I can't think of off the top of my head. And basically, their descriptive term of what constitutes a bully breed, before you get into the breakdown of like how tall the dog is and what the dog's coat is, it's just like a powerfully built, muscular dog with like a stocky head. That's all their description is on like what the description of a bully breed dog is. Now you can get into the breakdown of like I said, what the different types of like height measurements and coat type and all that stuff is, and I'll link to the UK government website in the description. So if you guys want to really get into it, you guys can look into it and look into all the stuff. Now let's break this down a little bit more to see what this ban constitutes and what it's all about, okay? So the first thing that I saw before I got into this website is just like the UK bans bully breeds. And like I just said, all dog owners know that the term bully breed doesn't describe one type of dog. So like I just talked about, I wanted to see what type of description or what type of descriptor they're trying to use to get rid of dogs and why they're trying to get rid of them. So I just talked about that, like the description of what they term as bully breeds. Now, the only reasoning that I could find on the UK government's website is there has been like 23 attacks from dogs over the past couple of years, and most of them, not all of them, have been bully breeds, according to this one particular dude's name, who I can't think of off the top of my head. Now, I've never been to the UK. I would love to go there one day. I would love to spend some time there. And I wasn't going to talk about this at first, but I love animals. And once I got into this breakdown, as I'm going to keep talking about, I had to do this video. So let's get into some of the descriptions of what you're now required to do and what you can and can't do as a bully breed owner in the UK. Now, the first thing is you have to keep your dog on a leash. Now, if it just ended there, if it just ended with like leash laws and hey, make sure you get control of your dog in public, I wouldn't mind that. I think most people wouldn't mind that, because you're supposed to control your animals when you're out in public. Make sure they can't harm themselves or others or yourself, whatever the situation is. Keep control of your dog in public, unless you're in like a fenced-in park or whatever, where your dog can just run freely and you don't got to worry about like your dog running off and getting hit by a car or causing other mayhem or whatever. So leash laws, if it just ended there with leash laws, I don't think anyone would be upset. Now, someone might be upset because there are some people that don't want to leash their dogs at some point, but I think leash laws in general are a good thing. You know what I mean? So moving on to the next thing is at all points, including in your car, your bully breed dog has to be muzzled. So you're taking your dog out on a walk, or you're doing whatever out in public with your dog has to have a muzzle on, if I can use the English language here correctly, at all times, no matter what you're doing out in public. Now, muzzles, the part that confused me about that the most was obviously the whole thing, but including the in your car part, that was like a head scratcher. Even if you want to muzzle them in public, that's a whole different debate, but like, it's it's in your car, you know what I mean? Where is my dog gonna go if I'm traveling in my car with my dog? Why would my dog have to be muzzled if it's in my own car? And next thing is you have to be at least 16 to walk this dog. So let's just say you got a teenage son or daughter that's 14, 15 years old. You can't let that kid take your dog for a walk. It's illegal. You have to be at least 16 or over to walk your now muzzled and leashed dog in public. So let's just say you want to, you're taking your dog to the vet, or you're taking your dog out for some exercise. If your kid's not 16 or older, Your kid can't now walk their own dog that they probably grew up with in public. Can't do it, which is strange. You know what I mean? If you're gonna ban the breed, ban the breed. What's with the age discrepancy kind of doesn't make any sense to me. So the next thing about the ban is the certificate of exemption that you have to apply for. Now that just means because they banned the breed, you're not supposed to have it. You're not allowed to sell it. You're not allowed to abandon your dog, which I agree with the abandoning part. It should be illegal to abandon your dog. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. You should get in trouble. It's illegal to gift them, exchange ownership of them. It's illegal to basically do anything when it comes to owning these dogs, unless you have the certificate of exemption, which to my knowledge and my research is almost 100 pounds, 100 British pounds. And it looks like you have to renew that every year. So you got to spend 100 pounds every year. I could be wrong on the every year thing, but I'm pretty sure from my understanding of it, that's the way it is. It's 100 pounds every year. Now that covers the life of the dog, but you have to notify them when you move and all this stuff, which we'll get into in a second. So the certificate of exemption you have to have, and let's just say you're walking your dog in public, you don't have your under 16-year-old kid walking, it's just you, however old you are, you're walking dog out in public. That's one of the things you have to produce if a cop stops you, or if anyone else stops you that's allowed to stop you to question your dog. You have to produce that. You have to prove that your dog is microchipped. If your dog's over a year old as of this coming June, your dog is required to be neutered. Now, if a police constable stops you, this is information that you have to provide to them either at the point when they stop you or within the next 5 days. I don't know why they just wouldn't make it a week or just carry the information on you. 5 days seems a bit odd timing. If you want to put a time limit on it and make it a week or make it 24 hours, whatever you want to do with it, 5 days just seems to be odd timing on it. And I looked into like the complaint section, like people who don't own the bullies that can complain about it. Your dog doesn't actually have to be a threat for them to lodge a complaint. Someone can just think that your dog just might pose a threat, even if you're following all the rules, and they can still complain about it. And this can cause this whole thing, which can eventually lead to your dog potentially getting put down. Which, side note, the UK government looked like, based on the wording on their website, we're actually offering compensation towards euthanization of your animals if you decided that you no longer wanted to keep your dog that is now under this new bully breed restriction, which is just messed up. If you're gonna ban the breed, that's a whole different conversation. But don't offer me money to kill my dog and to put my dog down. You know what I mean? So it goes on from there. The leash laws we talked about. We talked about the certificate of exemption. Now let's talk about the penalty phase. The penalty, potentially, if you can't prove it, you got to go to court. 1, prove your dog isn't a nuisance. 2, prove your dog isn't under this bully breed restriction. Or if you can't do that, you can be subject to up to 6 months in prison. It's set an unlimited fine, so it's unlimited. I don't know. They probably have a cap on it somewhere based on other laws and other fine laws in the UK. There's probably some limit somewhere, but I don't know what it is. So it just said unlimited fine on the UK government's website. And then your dog can be put down at the end of this if these court rulings, if you have to go to court for your dog, if this doesn't go out in your favor, your dog can be put down and you can spend like 6 months in prison and get hit with a massive fine. Now, like I said, I don't live in the UK. I would love to visit the UK, but I definitely wouldn't do it until this law is repealed, because if anyone knows anything about dogs, bully breeds, whether it's pit bulls or Doggo Argentinos or anything you want to classify as a dangerous breed, dangerous dogs don't exist. It's dangerous people and people who decided that they wanted to use more bigger, muscular dogs for illegal activities, which got these dogs those reputations. Now, if I had to choose one type of dog to have for the rest of my life, and I'm going to have that kind of dog, I would pick the bully breed style of dog. because they are the best, in my opinion, the best type of pets to have if you have a family and if you have young kids. They are in my opinion, they're some of the smartest, some of the most well trustworthy dogs that you could get. You know what I mean? As long as you train your dog properly, like any good pet owner should, whether you have a dog or a cat, whatever, train your pets properly. Now, I'm not saying you have to train your dog to, defend you, because I believe that's your own job. You should defend yourself. Your dog should be your companion. Your dog, your cat, whatever you got, should be your companion. And as long as you train them well to not, harm other people, you're good. It's just people who are taking advantage of these dogs and the muscular stature of their body that have given them bad names, from dog fighting to just using them in certain ways, either in movies to portray this era of toughness and viciousness with like the metal collars and all that stuff like that, and the abuse that these dogs suffer. I just think this law is messed up. Now, there was an outpouring from all the different types of content creators that have these kinds of dogs that are now affected by it, which I thought would push this law back to being not passed, but it has gone into effect. I don't expect this law to last very long. The UK government did say that they were going to try to refine the basically the description of what constitutes a bully breed. But I just got to see where this law goes. You know what I mean? I'll be paying attention to it. So if there's any update on the UK bully breed ban or anything like that constitutes to, this ban, like I just said, I will keep you guys updated, keep all you dog lovers updated on here. If you got a bully and you live in the UK or live anywhere in general, drop your dog's name in the comments. Maybe we can, maybe everyone that loves these types of dogs can all connect with each other, and we can just share some nice, fun stories and about these lovable dog breeds. Now, if you like this video, make sure to like this video, comment on it, share it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you can always be updated when I upload more videos. I'm kind of struggling with the English language over here, if you can't tell. But yeah, that's it for today's video. And until next time, guys, stay safe and stay weird.